The FBI has finally exposed Brad Pitt for being abusive toward Angelina Jolie and their 6 kids during the course of their marriage. New FBI evidence has emerged proving that Brad was indeed guilty of all of Angelina's allegations regarding DV, but for some reason, the FBI closed the case without further investigation. But now that new information has been leaked regarding the situation between Angelina and Brad, fans have been wondering what really are the contents of these leaked FBI reports and why was the investigation scrapped? Branjelina was everyone's favorite Hollywood couple until 2016 when they split after being together for 9 years and married for 2. The hot couple had met while filming the 2005 hit movie Mr. and Mrs. Smith. At the time, Brad was married to Jennifer Aniston, but after rumors of cheating surfaced that Brad was having an affair with Angelina, the pair broke up and Brad officially started dating Angelina a year later. They had 6 children, 3 adoptive and 3 biological together before finally getting married in 2014, 9 years into their relationship. But their marriage was short-lived as only 2 years later, they got divorced. At the time, fans were absolutely shocked, and no one had seen it coming because they had just celebrated their 2-year anniversary.
Monday, Jolie filing for divorce after 12 years of being together and just 2 years of marriage. In this 11-page court document obtained by ABC News, she cites irreconcilable differences as the reason for the split, not asking for child or spousal support.
And what made things even stranger was that during the divorce, Angelina filed for sole physical custody of their kids, which is normally done in cases to protect children against physical violence from the other parent, who probably has a history of destructive behavior or substance use, making fans speculate that there was something deeper at play. Angelina had also cited irreconcilable differences as the cause of the breakup, and she had told the media that she was leaving to protect her children, further fueling the DV rumors. At the start of their divorce, neither Brad nor Angelina wanted to go to court over custody. They both tried to avoid it, but after countless struggles over how much time each of them got to spend with the kids, they were forced to do so, and the legal battle ended up being very dramatic, with Angelina winning the case and Brad only being granted supervised visitation hours. But what really prompted Angelina to go so far? According to a TMZ report in 2016, Angelina became fed up with Brad's consumption of alcohol and his anger problems, which made him dangerous to be around. Apparently, Angelina had filed for divorce a day after the flight incident when Brad was reportedly intoxicated and physically and verbally aggressive to her and the kids, making Angie scared for their lives and, according to her, feeling entrapped in a prison she had to get out of. A source had told that Angelina accused Brad Pitt of injuring her and verbally mistreating their children during a heated encounter aboard a private jet in 2016. After Angelina had won the custody battle, Brad was ordered to take 4 substance tests a month, which he passed with negative results each time and was cleared by the Department of Children and Family Services of any wrongdoing. This made people begin to question if Angelina was making false DV claims. When asked about his divorce, Brad expressed that he was shocked and saddened and had also said in an interview that "I lose it at times. I get sucked into something and I can lose it. I take my hands off the wheel, I'm human." But fans did not acknowledge that excuse as relevant. This wasn't the end of it, as Angelina came forth with more evidence supporting her DV claims. Her son, Maddox, who is now old enough, testified in court as a witness against his dad. According to TMZ, Maddox, who was 15 at the time of the incident, and Brad had gotten into physical altercations on the plane. Shortly after the plane took off, Brad and Angie were arguing, and Maddox came to her defense, verbally defending her from Pitt. Brad then lunged at him and made contact before Angelina jumped in between them to protect him from her husband. Of course, Brad had denied all allegations at the time and eventually claimed it was an accident. And because the accusations stemmed from an incident on a private plane, the FBI was given jurisdiction over the case and investigation commenced. Meanwhile, Brad's team started accusing Angelina of over-exaggerating the incident to gain favor during the custody battle. An insider close to Brad had told People magazine that although Brad had lunged at Maddox, he only did it because things were getting out of control. The entire ordeal sparked controversy on the internet as Angelina's fans were adamant that something serious did happen and Brad was trying to cover it up. Maddox had also avoided meetings with Brad at first, raising suspicions. But once the DCFS had cleared Brad of all wrongdoings, the FBI followed suit and closed the investigation, making fans really wonder what was going on. However, when Brad filed a motion asking the judge to seal the children's records following the divorce, many started speculating that Brad was truly trying to hide something. Brad had said that the only reason he tried to seal the document was to protect his kids, claiming that the private information being out in the open would hurt them in the long run. Although Angelina had initially refused to seal the documents, saying that Brad was only trying to cover up the truth about the flight incident so that people wouldn't see him for what you really was. She eventually agreed in 2017 and had the documents officially sealed. Brad and Angie eventually started speaking again. Brad had even commended Angelina for putting the kids' safety first and confessed that he had been struggling with substance use for a really long time. And they had even reached another custody agreement. However, this truce didn't last long. In 2022, Angelina anonymously filed another lawsuit against Brad, claiming that she had hard evidence that proved that he had committed DV. Her filing stated that she would also testify alongside her kids. And now that there are leaked evidence from the FBI, things are looking up in her favor. But what are the details of this leaked report? Well, according to CNN, the report stated that Angelina accused Brad Pitt of hitting her and verbally mistreating their children during the heated encounter on the private plane in 2016. The report was heavily redacted and was released to both of them because of a Freedom of Information Act request. According to the report, Angelina had told the FBI agents that on their flight back to California with Brad and their kids, he had been drinking and asked her to follow him to the back of the plane after he had an altercation with one of their kids. And although Brad's name was redacted in the report, her husband was mentioned multiple times, and she was married to him at the time of the incident, so he was definitely the one the report was referring to. When they were in the restroom, the privacy door blocked the kids from seeing them. Apparently, Brad grabbed her by her head and shoulders, shook her, and pushed her into the bathroom. He also yelled profanities at her, including, "You're faking up this family." The report went on to say that Angelina had told the investigators that two of their kids, whose names were not mentioned but were referred to as minors, were outside the door crying and asking her if she was okay. To which Brad had yelled, "No, mommy's not okay. She's ruining this family. She's crazy." In response, this made the kids snap back and say, "It's not her, it's you, you prick." When they were in the restroom, the privacy door blocked the kids from seeing them. Angelina said that this enraged Brad further and made him run towards them like he was going to attack, prompting her to stop him with a chokehold, which caused him to try to break free, throwing her into the chairs behind them. He was also accused of lunging at his son Maddox, calling him a Columbine kid, and terrorizing the other children. The whole thing was witnessed by the children and the staff on board. According to the report, Angie also said that Brad was drinking during the trip and even poured beer on her. Even when they had arrived in Los Angeles, they had another physical altercation that delayed them for another 20 minutes. In the lawsuit, Angie had provided images of the bruises she had gotten while trying to prevent him from hurting the kids. One on her elbow, her back, and a rug burn type wound on her left hand. Brad was not arrested or charged by the FBI, and although he didn't deny the allegations, his team came forward and said that all parties have had this information for nearly 6 years, and it has been used in previous legal proceedings. There is nothing new here, and it serves no purpose other than being a media stunt meant to inflict pain. But why was Brad not charged by the FBI? Well, according to a representative from the U.S. Attorney's Office, it was agreed by all parties that criminal charges, in this case, would not be pursued due to several factors. And when CNN reached out to the U.S. Attorney's Office for comment via email, an FBI spokesperson responded that no charges were filed in connection with this matter and it would be inappropriate to comment further. Well, the entire ordeal seemed to have had a huge impact on Pitt, as he had told GQ that he had quit drinking after decades of being unremorseful. And in an interview he had in June 2022 with British GQ, he mentioned how he had found more peace recently. "I'd always felt very alone in my life," he said, "alone growing up as a kid, alone even out here, and it's really not till recently that I have had a greater embrace of my friends and family." Fans had a lot to say about the entire drama. Someone even commented that, honestly, in stuff like this, no one really knows the truth, not even themselves. "I feel like Angelina was definitely hurt by the whole thing, and in her mind, everything seems bigger than what it actually is, and in Brad's mind, what he had done may not have been that serious. No one really knows, and for something to be so blown up, I feel like both are wrong to some degree." Some were sympathetic towards Brad. "We'd heard all about it before. Brad Pitt had a drinking problem, which he dealt with and cleaned up his act. He's turned his life around since the split, but she obviously hasn't. She can't seem to let him go. Her cruelty knows no bounds. I hope one day his children develop minds of their own and see their father regularly. Good luck, Brad." Others pitied Angelina and wondered how anyone could even be in support of Brad. Someone commented, "It's maddening how Brad is still glorified as a person while some are mad at Angie for ruining his marriage with Jennifer, even though he was the one who did it. Like you can uplift Jen without dragging Angie." While some were just genuinely concerned about their kids, I believe none of them. I'd like to know how the kids feel. I believe them before Angelina or Brad, honestly. What do you think? Should Angelina Jolie finally give it a rest, or should she continue to fight for her justice? Let us know in the comments below. If you think this video was intense, wait till you see this next one.